Welcome to Game Week 24 Fantasy Premier League review at the two halves. So, guys, sitting pretty at top, Mirano FC. What a lame ass names, first of all. Like, what
Yeah,
does that
what
even
does
mean?
what does
Can
it
you
even
Those
explain
mean?
that
those
one more?
lame
What?
ass
What?
names are the ones that are always on top. They're like the top team in the
Listen.
world. I think is just called Man United or something like that.
What? No way. Man United? Okay, I gotta see. How do I
It's
go
not.
back?
I think it's in the. It's in one of these local leagues. I think.
Okay, all right. That's hilarious. Man United.
Oh yeah.
Okay, but
It's in
like,
the.
do you have?
If you're
Do
in the Fantasy PL Arabia, it's just Man United.
yeah.
Wait.
Wow. So,
Yeah.
do you have a meaning behind the name Moreno FC? Does it mean anything?
It's just. It's from. It's nah, man. It's a long story. It's not worth it to be
We
honest.
have time. We have
We
time.
have
Go
time.
on.
We have all the time in the
We
world.
honestly have
It's really
time.
very meaningless. Like it's just a character from a game, and I just put like some names together and slapped it.
No.
It
Please,
just
please
became a
go
random
into
mistake.
details.
No,
Which
no.
games are we
Omar, I
talking
want I
about?
want the details.
Yeah.
Listen. Explain it to me like I need to write
Dude, okay,
a 1,000 page
all I
thesis on
remember
it
from
or
this
essay
name,
on it.
is that Mira, the part Mira, is like a character in Rainbow Six Siege. And the Rano is from Milan because Milano, so Mirano.
Oh,
And for those that
okay.
don't know, I
That's
support Milan, so just that kind of adds up now.
yeah. Well, okay. If Milan were in the Premier League table, where would they be sitting?
You know the answer at the top, of course.
Okay. I'm pretty sure. Top from the bottom.
No, the top from the top.
No bias views there. Um, and then we have me, Carlop Mupard FC, and if you need any explanation behind that name, then God help you, or you don't watch football. But if you watch football and you need the explanation behind that name, then God help you. Then we have Umar, just narrowly behind Fleeky Flaka. What? Umar,
Like tiki
please.
taka.
Tiki taka, but
Umar,
look, if Pep
can I
can-
sue you for that?
why? Excuse me, where did you hear that before?
No, I'm just saying, can I sue you for Flicky Flaka?
Absolutely not. Excuse me. If Pep Guardiola can invent the tiki taka, why
Because
can't
it's
Frank Lampard?
trademarked. It's
But why?
trademarked. That's
Why,
why I'm
why
asking.
Flea?
By me. It's trademarked by me.
Oh,
Why the FL?
okay.
Hmm?
Why the FL?
Frank
Flea and
Lampard.
Fla.
Frank
Ah,
Lampard. It's like the
FL.
Tiki Taka version. Of
I
Frank
didn't
Lampard.
see that, and that's why he
Well,
got sacked.
Umar, you need a name change now. Midway through the season, and Umar needs to change his name.
But for Tuchel, he's gonna bring it back to tiki taka.
No. I'm not gonna go with Tuchel. I'm gonna keep it to my legend, my goat, my number 8, Frank Lampard.
All right, sitting pretty behind Umar at 1,302 points, merely 37 points off me, is Flicky Flaka, the manager that's gone now. Umar, is your fate gonna follow in the in the fantasy Premier League?
Absolutely not. Give it 2 weeks
Or are-
time, I'll be second. Give it another 10 weeks time, I'll be first.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't doubt the first statement, but the second statement.
No, okay, I'm gonna tell you something. The next few weeks, up until game week 29, it's all gonna be like a roller coaster. People are gonna fall off. People are gonna jump high for. Like remember that double game week we had a few weeks back, and like our
Yeah.
rankings, just like the overall ones.
Is that
not
the
in
one that John Stones got like
21 points?
24
Yeah,
points in?
21,
27.
24. I don't know. Yeah, you're gonna have the same style of week, the same jumps for the next for the next 5 weeks. Because there are many double game weeks for many of the clubs, and game week 29 is going to be a blank game week for most of the clubs, so you have to be careful about that.
What? Really?
Yeah, it's going to be a blank for most
So
of them,
like,
except
what are we gonna do? Because we used free hit.
and I used my second wild card and the free hit, so I'm kind of like I have to plan for it like way earlier. Like I have to keep kicking out players and transferring in the ones that will play on game week 29.
Oh
So
my
on game week
God.
29,
And for those that
only
know Omar, that's probably the most planning he's ever done in his life.
Yeah, I was literally just about to say,
okay.
if only our parents found out that we're spending all our time and effort on fantasy league rather than our university degrees, you know?
It's not really that much time. It's someone else working on it. Okay,
Omar, be honest.
I'm gonna
All right,
share screen and show you. Like, it's not my work. It's
Mhm.
someone's work.
all right, okay. It's
Here's
someone's work. So you've been
yeah,
cheating this whole time, where we've just been
it's the
using
usual.
our own brain power.
Okay, here, see. You have.
Wow,
What the
It's not
hell is
my
this?
work.
what is
It's
this?
not my work. Okay, this is the table predicting what will happen for the next 5 game weeks. You see, game week 26 is the
Okay,
most stacked with double matches. Like, this is the week where I think that if Omar is gonna come in first, it's gonna be here. Now, game week
okay.
29, it's just look at these blanks. It's only how many clubs playing? One, two, three, four,
Wow.
5, 6, 7, 8. Only 8 clubs playing on
Spurs
game
are
week 29.
playing. Leeds are playing. Aston Villa. I have like that's like what, five of my players at least. Um, Newcastle, Callum Wilson's out, so no. Brighton, no one. West Ham, no one. Arsenal, no one. So I only have 5 players right now
Yeah, for
that
me,
will
I have
even play
3
that
Aston
game.
Villa players. I have 2 Leeds players. Uh, 1
You have three
Southampton.
Aston Villa players?
Yeah, Target, Grealish, and Watkins.
I also have 3 Aston Villa players, but one is the striker Davis, the
Oh,
cheapest striker
Uh,
available
and he barely plays. I
ever.
don't think he even plays.
He's 4.3 million, I believe, so that's why I
mm.
have him.
I did
And
that
he's
with
the
the
my
defenders. I have the Leeds defender Douglas 3.8. He got loaned out before the season even started, but he's still in fantasy.
and you kept him since then.
Wait, you still have him?
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
I need to save money from one player, so I'll just,
Yeah,
Do either of you have Dallas
I did, and I sold him this week.
this week? So what
This week,
happened with Dallas is he's currently playing like out of position
yeah,
and like in the midfield. He's a defender playing in the midfield, so he gets more assists. Like the probability of him getting assists and goals are higher, and he gets the clean sheets as well because like he's a defender in FPL.
yeah, he gets those
So
extra
like
points for the clean sheet.
he's a very good asset to have right now, while Rodrigo is injured.
how long is
Oh, he's
Rodrigo
playing in
injured for?
Rodrigo's position.
Yeah, he's playing in Rodrigo's position. That's
He's
why.
playing as a center forward.
More at yeah, he's
How's
like in the
how's
middle of the
how's the
midfield.
right back? How's the right back? Yeah, I know. Bielsa comes with this 4-1-4-1, right?
Yeah,
So he's playing in that too, which just bomb forward. I mean, at one point, all of that 4 midfielders are center forwards for Leeds United.
yeah.
No, no,
That's very
but
interesting.
how long
That's
is Rodrigo out for?
I'm not entirely sure. Let me check the picture I sent about the injuries.
Because if he's coming back,
um
then would it still be worth it?
The picture says Rodrigo will be out for more than 30 days,
Okay,
but
that is a
it's
long
not
that
time.
100% accurate. Okay, like
Mm.
I'm not 100% sure about this information.
that's very interesting. I mean, I might consider it since we have one player that's injured right now. Uh, Leicester City's Justin out for the season.
What a
That's a goner.
what a terrible, terrible loss for all fantasy league players. I think everyone has him at this point.
Funny enough, I had him in the very very start of the like league, right? By fluke, by no like just a wild fluke.
My luck.
I had him somehow he ended up on my um
My
team.
team sheet.
Yeah, somehow I don't know if I maybe I just looked through the stats and I was like, oh, this guy's got creativity index or something, and I just put him in there, and he started getting results. And then Leicester, had a shaky mid patch where they lost a couple of points, so I sold him, and then he started performing even better. So then I had to go buy him back, and now he's injured. I have
And
Kilman on the bench, so I'm not sure if I want to make this substitution because I have already made two of my substitutions for this game week. The ones that I saved up to buy Kane back, and I just sold Dallas for Cresswell. So what are you guys doing with Justin?
Do you think he's worth a -4 hit? Because I've already made my transfers for the week.
I mean,
But
it's not him who's worth it; it's who you're replacing him with.
Yeah, but let's say
exactly.
no, but let's say even if someone keeps a clean sheet, whoever you bring in, that's 6 points. It's only 2 points. I mean, I don't think it's really worth it then. Like, you need to be certain that the player you bring in isn't only just gonna keep a clean sheet, but also either get an assist or a goal, somehow manage to get more points.
Do you? So would you bring Dallas in right now for Justin
It sounds like it, yeah. I mean,
for like a -4? Given that like
hmm.
Omar just gave us that wonderful information that he's playing as like
Out of
an
position,
attacking
just
midfielder.
yeah.
I mean, it says right over here that he's playing Arsenal away. So I think it is very likely that he is probably going to get like some points, right? Like from an assist
He's
or
gonna
something.
get a goal, maybe perhaps even yeah.
Yeah, but then again, against Arsenal, especially in their current form, there's a high chance Leeds are going to concede as well. So he's not going to get the clean sheet
Mm.
points.
All right, we totally oversaw that he's also gonna get penalized for all the goals that Leeds
Mm.
concede,
How
which
about
are a few to say.
Arsenal's form? I heard they didn't concede any, like maybe one goal for the last few matches.
I
So their
the,
defense is fine, or what?
they have 5 wins in the last six or something, I believe, or it's something along the lines of that. Like
Yeah, they've
what's
been on hot form
No,
for
but
sure.
the goals conceded, like they didn't concede that much, right?
They didn't concede that much, but they've been scoring. I think Saka and Lacazette, especially, these two have been combining a lot.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like for me, like this week I transferred in two Burnley defenders. It's a risk, to be honest, because like if Burnley just loses clean sheets in both their matches, I'm left with two useless players on my in my team for that week. But like I had to put in Peters and Lawton instead of, like, I put Bamford on the bench, assuming Arsenal's defense holds up. I think this is fine. And if a goal happens for Leeds, I'm like betting that Dallas will be involved. So I kept him in the team
Yeah, that's a
for the
Is
big
sweet
Justin on your
shout.
points.
bench right now?
That's a big shout, having Bamford
Yeah,
and dropping him and then keeping Dallas instead. This is a
it's a risk,
gamble.
but like I feel like it could happen. It could
Listen,
happen.
we're no one to judge. You're more than 200 points clear of us at this point. We're no one to judge.
That's true. So wait, Omar, you already what's it called? Subbed out. Sorry, you transferred out Justin for who?
Yeah, I put in Peters instead of Justin, like
Yeah, this
just
isn't
a
last
few hours
season.
ago. Like the moment the news came out about Justin, the moment I sent you guys that message about the ACL injury, I just that was the time I subbed out Justin for. I didn't know who to put in at first. I thought Walker Peters because he's back from injury. Walker
Yeah.
Peters is back, but like the matches Southampton have are not that good. Like look at Burnley's matches. It's Crystal Palace and Fulham. Southampton have I think City. No, not City.
No, they don't have City.
But they have Chelsea, Leeds, and Wolves for the next 2 weeks, and
Wow.
then they have
That's
Tottenham or City
Mm.
and Everton for
Mm.
game week 26. So
This,
like that's rough for Southampton.
and also
that
one
definitely
very, very
is.
important point. They have lost 5 Premier League matches in a row now.
Yeah, and
Southampton.
yeah,
Southampton, who were in flying form earlier, have now
They were
lost
like
five
top
Premier.
six form.
Yeah, they were, and then they lost 5 games in a row, and now they're seventh or eighth, maybe. So
I
But
also
I
heard
think
talk
that
about.
yeah.
Oh, sorry. I heard talk about the manager, Southampton's manager, thinking that he should replace McCarthy, like the first goalkeeper, with Forster. He's thinking he said like he likes Forster. He likes the way he plays, And like one of the fans came on the subreddit and said, "Guys, for all the McCarthy owners, be aware that the manager talked well about Forster and he might be starting soon." He didn't say next game week, he just said soon. And he's not sure. It's just manager talk and he's just
Yeah.
a fan. But like just keep that in mind. So I kept McCarthy on the bench just in case. To be honest, I put him on the bench also because of the bad form that Omar just talked about. They lost 5 matches in a row, so I just had to kick him out. They're playing against Wolves as well.
Mm.
That's
See,
not an easy matchup.
someone needs to ask Hassan Hutel now that if you really love Forster that much, why haven't you been playing him earlier? You know.
uh,
I think
that's
he
true.
played 1 match the whole season.
Mm.
Wow.
I remember when Kepa was in bad form all of last season. In the summer, Forster was linked for like the longest time with Chelsea. And I was just scared, you know. This guy can't even get a start at Southampton, and now my club's about to buy him. But Alhamdulillah for Mendy.
Is he
um,
actually? How is he? I haven't been
I mean,
keeping up with.
he's good. He's good enough. He's good enough in the sense that he's not going to be a long-term keeper. He's in here to do a job until next season when apparently they're going to go for your goalkeeper Donnarumma.
Yeah,
So
it's not gonna happen. They're gonna go for it, but it's not gonna happen.
they have the money. They have the money.
Yeah,
Apparently
but
next.
Donnarumma has. Donnarumma wants to stay. It's just that Raiola, his agent, is so greedy. He just wants money. He keeps asking for so much money. Donnarumma just wants to settle and renew the contract, but Raiola is like, no, I want more money. And obviously, our management can't just give money. Like we're not.
You
We've
know
been
whose
spending way
management
too much
can?
money in the past.
You know whose
Sales,
management can give the
man.
money?
Like I hate agents. They take away players from us.
Mm, that's true.
Speaking about Mendy, in terms of fantasy Premier League, remember I think he had like a string of clean sheets. How many did he have, Omar?
I think he's the leading clean sheet in the clean sheet charts now, by the way. When
But
he
that's because he
first.
had many in the future, in the beginning, right? Like
Mm,
he had when he started, he had like a string of clean sheets. So I
yes.
bought him. I was like, time to ditch Martinez because I was like, Aston Villa, small club, they're probably gonna trickle down again, right? Gonna go back. So what I did, I went out and sold him and got Mendy, and then they started conceding, and he
Okay.
didn't keep a clean sheet for like 3 or 4 game weeks, and then I sold him again and brought back my man Martinez.
Want me to
See,
tell you something? I
Uh,
never
yes.
transfer like make transfers with the goalkeepers ever. Like I had
Really?
Ryan stopped playing for Brighton for like how long? And I had him in my team for like 6 weeks in a row and he didn't play. I just kept him. Like I'm not gonna transfer him. I don't care. Goalkeepers don't change. But then
bro.
when he went to Arsenal and like Leno is starting for Arsenal and all that, I brought in Sanchez. He's cheap enough. He's like he was 4.4 when I bought him.
Yeah. Bro,
That was the only
you
reason.
sold Ryan. When he left, I still have him. He's at 4.2 for me and just sitting on the bench.
uh, Another key player who's been on very, very good form this season, DCL. He's also injured,
For a week.
For a week. For one
but
game.
still.
For one game, not a week, one game.
Oh, just for one game.
Yes. So
Huh.
he will not
That's
feature in the first game, but he will play against Manchester City, according to Ancelotti.
and that does not look like an easy game to play in.
That does not look like any. But then again,
Given
Ruben Diaz is out too.
Ruben Diaz is also out. Not a lot of people have him in their fantasy Premier League because he's kind of expensive and doesn't really score goals, but he gets those clean sheets. But talking about on the pitch performance, uh, maybe he'll be a big miss for City, given that he's been the rock at the back, and that's why City have the best defensive um, record
Record
right
in the
now.
league. See, with
But
Diaz playing, what you can do is get one of the cheaper Manchester City defenders. And with Diaz playing in real life, you know that a clean sheet is pretty much guaranteed.
and
Without
that's why
Diaz
everyone has
now,
stones.
yes, that is exactly why everyone, including myself, is stones. Now Diaz not playing. Are the likes of John Stones and Co gonna keep those clean sheets or not?
That's a good question. Um,
They
Even
could.
if we're not talking about clean sheets, right? I do have Laporte to fill in that hole, right?
But
That's not a bad
that,
replacement,
that's not a
and
bad
he's fit,
replacement at
so
all.
why
But
not?
he hasn't had a lot of games since he's returned from injury. Like Pep has eased him very slowly. I think he's played 2 games
Yeah.
since he's returned, and it's been like 2 months now. So I don't know.
How long is Ruben Diaz out for?
I'm not entirely sure. Let me check the.
So you have gone for Peters and Lowton in your defense. Now, I think that's a very good move because even if, let's say, Burnley don't keep clean sheets in either games, that's 4 points each. Usually you'd get two, right?
Oh, that is,
Yeah, that's.
yeah, that's actually pretty smart.
Yeah,
It says.
And if they both keep clean sheets, that's insane.
Yeah,
that's
that's that.
double.
It's like a high risk, high reward kind of situation.
Mm.
I mean, if Burnley concede four,
Yeah, that's where the high risk is.
Let's be honest, they're not conceding four against Palace
yeah,
or
that's
Fulham, though.
unlikely though. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
You never know. Nobody expected Liverpool to concede 7 from Aston Villa.
That was a freak of a game.
And as you can see here, those tactical Manchester City players that I brought in, I didn't bring in 2 defenders because, in case they lose the clean sheet. So 1 defender, 1 midfielder, the main midfielder, to be honest, let's say Gundogan
You
is their
must have
main midfielder.
Gundogan. You must.
And
Uh, yeah, I've had Gundogan since I think 2 weeks now, and he really did well last game week. Um, but yeah, you must have Gundogan. I don't see because he's very cheap. He's 5.5 million.
I
I
think
think
he's
now he's
six.
6.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
6.
6
now
now.
he's 6. Now his price. I got him at 5.5, and what a buy that was! Like I think, probably a midfielder that even at 6 million, I think is still a very very good. You brought in Jesus, right, or Jesus? That is
Jesus.
not a good choice in my opinion.
Right.
I don't think that's a good choice. He doesn't start,
I know, but I brought
so
him in for the double game week. Like I'm just assuming Pep is gonna start him one of those 2 matches. He has to,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah, no,
He
I,
just
I
have
think
to.
that's a good move. Especially
with
against
okay,
Everton. I think Jesus will start that. Maybe not Tottenham. Maybe he goes for the false nine with Foden or Gundogan, whatever.
yeah.
But against Everton, especially, I think Jesus starts.
All right, so why not Foden in?
I brought Foden. I got
Uh,
Foden
I
for my
because
team.
for me,
I've been thinking about Foden.
Yeah.
for me, like in my case, it's just my midfielders are like I bought them for a very low price, and now they are very expensive, so I can't transfer any of them out and bring them back. I cannot bring them back if I transfer them out.
Okay, that makes
And they
sense.
are all very like good players: Fernandez, Salah, Son, and Grealish.
You have
So
Grealish on the bench. That's a bit
I
interesting.
know, but like
Instead of Watkins, like I mean,
for me, no. But like to be honest, when you expect someone to score, it's gonna be the attacker, right? But
yeah, that's
Grealish
true.
could do something. Who knows? It's just like it's just a matter of probability. But I'm just putting my bets on Watkins.
See,
And
the thing with Grealish is that he's not the kind of player to give you returns every week. I don't know if you guys have noticed.
yeah,
Some weeks he will have
Yeah,
blanks, and in the weeks where he does get points, he's gonna get like double figure points.
yeah, here
As you can
as
see,
you can
like,
see.
yeah,
there you
right
go.
there, there's so many twos and threes in there, and
I
then you see
think
15, 24, 10, 10. Like,
yeah, I think that 24 really inflates his stats on FPL. He's like an FPL stat padder. Cuz I've had him and he gets 6s and 7s and 8s, but like, there's a lot of 1s and 2s and 3s there as well. So I've been contemplating like what to do with him.
And
Because when I bought Gundogan, I was like, "Wow, Gundogan's cheaper than Grealish," and I think in the future, given how the form of City are and what form City are in, you would imagine Gundogan getting more goals, right? Especially with De Bruyne out, he's kind of like the main man now.
yeah.
Mhm.
So just as there we just saw Watkins had 4 goals in his last 5 games. And with Grealish, I think we just saw that he had in his last 6 games, 4 games where he had goal contributions and just singular, like not more than one. It was either 1 goal or 1 assist, like right there.
Yeah. So
Yes.
3 goal contributions in the last 4 games. But then, Omar, you take out the law of averages, right? You know,
Mm.
do you think Watkins is gonna keep on scoring if you average it out, right? If he scored 4 goals in his last 5 games, right? No disrespect to Watkins, amazing player, professional, whatever. I'm sure he's happy in life, but you take out law of averages. In the last 5 games, he scored 4 goals. He's not going to, like, statistically, if he keeps doing that, he becomes Golden Boot winner, right? And he's not going to be the Golden Boot winner because he's not going to continue scoring at that rate,
So we just
right?
hope he keeps that form for one more week.
Just one more week.
But no,
Just one more
Um,
week.
see, if you look at that right now, in the last 5 games, that's 4 goals. But look at the 10 games before that, that's 0 goals right there.
Yeah.
yeah. So law
So,
of averages, right? He's
mm,
gonna it's gonna go back to that.
but then again, what if it doesn't? At the in these kind of situations, I always think, yes, you're right, law of averages. I'm like, you know what? He's not going to keep this up forever. Let's drop him. So I drop him, and then you look at the results next week, and you'll see, hat trick or something, and you're like, wow, what a mistake.
Yeah.
Start beating yourself. You know, there was a running joke about Grealish. Like at the beginning of the season, it was he, you know, single units, and then double, and then single, and then double. And then people started saying he like 2 weeks, he just, like just bad points, and then he gets double. And like people were saying it, and they were just preparing for it. Every time they just put Grealish in immediately on his third week, and he gets double. And people expected it against at some point, yeah, against Man United. I was expecting it, and I actually talked about it with some of you guys in the group, but it didn't happen, and I was sad. He broke that
But
streak.
but you can see they're Man United, and then after that, Burnley as well. They weren't complete blanks for him. He did get points
Yeah,
in those
Yeah,
game weeks.
he did get like a goal contribution in.
Mm. Okay, so
James.
what about keeping the likes of, as we can see Omar here, he has Son, or the people who have Kane as well, both
Oh, yes.
against Manchester City away. Worth it or no?
The thing is, recently their form against City have been good. Good as in, it's been
They've been doing the
like
job.
yeah, Mourinho Spurs. Listen, I'm not gonna say that they've easily beaten City. That's not true, but they've gotten the wins, right? So like yeah, 2-0 to Spurs, I believe,
yeah, it was 10
in the
points for
beginning of the
Sun.
season, and yeah, and then last season, at the uh, second time they played each other, it was also 2-0, and Spurs got that win too. And I believe Son got goals both times. So with Son, the way they play, and with Ruben Diaz out, you know, they just need one ball over the top, and perhaps something can happen. Um, but Kane, if there were a time to not put a player in, it might be Kane, because he's more of a creative player, giving those assists and not scoring against teams like City.
But then
He's
again,
good against.
Still gets the points.
yeah, no, he's the one who's gonna be giving Son those balls over the top. So,
Yeah, that's true.
hmm,
So, that's a tough call, but I have them, and I'll keep them because they're also very expensive to juggle around. I don't think it's worth taking those guys out. They're a hot commodity anyways, and after City, you're gonna want to get them back. It's just one of those game weeks where you just bite the bullet. You're like, okay, at worst they'll get 4 points, but that's okay because life happens. That's
I
why you
think,
add City players to even it out.
yeah, I think the only time like I would consider taking Sun out in like in a tough matchup like this against City is if Kane was injured. Because look, without Kane, Son was just blanking. He just
Yeah,
kept blanking match after match. But the moment Kane came back, 10 points. And that has been the case like the whole season. Like, okay, there are these anomalies to blanks, but like most of the season, it was just him and Kane doing all the work. So like against City, if Tottenham is gonna do anything, it's definitely through Son and Kane, for sure.
yeah, for sure.
I think those
I
two
just
guys
realized
have
James
been.
Rodriguez is out as well.
Hamas is out. I think he's back in.
No, he's out. He's
Wasn't he
he's
just
in.
playing the last match?
Yeah. Well, it says to him that there's a doubt.
Wait, no,
Ooh,
no.
sorry. It's the opposite. He's just been made available.
Yeah, no, no. Because I remember listening
Opposite.
to
He's
Ancelotti and he said Hamas is now available. Yeah.
so. Do you think he could be one of those cheap buys back in, but given Sigurdsson's form,
I think so. A while back when Hamas came back and then just before his other injury, what Ancelotti decided to do was he would play Hamas on the right wing and then Sigurdsson down the middle as the midfield to part of those two. It wasn't very successful, but because of Sigurdsson's form, he couldn't drop him, and
form?
he just started them
Yeah.
both. And to be honest, he did get points in terms of assist. I think he did. He didn't do too bad, so I mean, it's not a bad shout having either one of those two in your team.
No, I guess so. Because I remember he scored that cracking goal on his right foot. Right. That was something. So, guys, with all these game weeks and whatnot, do you guys have any more tips to go on? Any more choices that you'll be making before we get into the who will you captain series?
For the upcoming game weeks or just this one
Just
game week?
Just this one.
just this game week.
Just
We-
this one is
We
just
can't
like
let it
eh,
all out now, can we?
do your best to have these players that are playing 2 matches just to get the most points as much as you can. Oh, by the way, I didn't know this before. Remember that double game week with Stones, 24, 21 points? That game week,
Yeah.
like at that time, I wasn't really looking into FPL that much. I was just playing it.
Really,
And
you weren't looking into it? Sorry, you
look,
weren't
and
looking.
somehow
You have
I was at
three
the
tabs
top.
on
Like, don't
FPL
blame me,
on,
man.
and you're like, you're not. You
Okay,
liar.
so
You're on FPL subreddit, and you're telling me you're not
no,
looking on it.
no, no, no.
I didn't even know an FPL subreddit existed.
Man,
Okay,
I just
I
follow
was
it.
just
It
going
shows
by
up on
my
my
own big
homepage.
brain.
I'm gonna get this to Reddit's algorithm. It just shows the FPL posts on my homepage whenever I open Reddit. I see the post and I'm like, ah, okay, this is helpful. I'm gonna use it. Anyway, that
Okay.
game week, the double game week, I fell hard. Like my overall ranking just dropped like crazy. So I went to check the first guy on the world. Like I just like I wanted to know how is he still first. I checked his team, and he was 100% prepared for the double game week. Each player in his team was playing 2 matches. Each single player in his team, the first guy on the world.
Wow.
You cannot do, and he didn't use a wild card. He was preparing for this for a very long time, bringing players in that are gonna play those double matches on that game week. So I kind of learned from him, and I prepared for the City double game week. And just a tip for you guys and for the people that are gonna listen to this podcast. City are playing 2 more double game weeks. This one and 2 more very soon. I think it's the game week 26 and game week 27. They're gonna be playing two matches during those game weeks. That's why I
The,
brought in 3 players:
that.
Cancelo,
But
Gundogan.
like again, are you gonna keep? Are you gonna be keeping Jesus? Because
Well, it depends on what happens
Aguero's
this
back
game
too. You
week.
know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what like I'm gonna be spectating this game week. See if Aguero plays, I'm definitely gonna sell Jesus and bring in Aguero, and I think I'll have to skip on Kane.
Also, given that Champions League is also around the corner, Pep will be doing a lot more rotations.
Yeah,
So even if they do have double game week, you know, Manchester City and their enormous bench is gonna ruin us
yeah. The
all.
the pep roulette, the pep roulette.
Yeah, the pep roulette. Oh my days, it was the most frustrating thing the first time I started Fantasy Premier League. and I was just like, what? This guy just scored a hat trick last game and he's not playing now. You would assume, right? I believe Aguero scored a hat trick, and the next game it was Jesus starting, and I was just like,
Mm.
okay, Pep.
See, the thing is with these double game weeks, like right now, looking at Omar's team, he has one, two, three, four, five players having a double game week, and one of those players is a captain. So six players essentially having a double game week.
Yeah,
So he's not playing. His team is not playing 11 matches this game week. They're playing 18 matches. So he's bound to get. Let's say the average is 50, right? He's bound to get like 75 because he's got almost 1.5 times the normal amount of games anyone's playing.
that's true.
So you can never go wrong with these. The only problem is like, as we were looking earlier at your Reddit, game week 29, when there's 4 games happening, that's when it's gonna come to bite us back.
Yeah, that's why like during this period you're gonna have to alter your players
Mm.
somehow to like fit in this game week.
Yeah.
Like if someone still has his free hit, definitely game week 29 is the like when
Yeah.
you're gonna have to use that free hit.
I mean, looking at their or oh, never mind. Tottenham have 2 game weeks. Tottenham have
Tottenham
3 game weeks with double game weeks.
and not 3, it's
No, no,
just
no.
like it's the same, but like it's a probability of one match happening on either here, here, or here.
No,
They're
isn't
gonna
like
have
for
one
example,
double game
game
week,
week
not
20,
two.
game week 26. It says Burnley, and then Fulham/Southampton,
Yeah,
and then it says Crystal Palace,
Yeah.
Fulham/Southampton,
yeah.
Arsenal. So it could be either one of those three.
Yes,
No, no, no.
look here.
So
It says
basically,
Spurs can only
26.
get a
Yeah.
double. Like it's here bottom left. It says Spurs can only get a double game week in game week 27 or 28 if, like, if they lose out of the Europa League, they
Ah,
get knocked
Europa
out,
League.
and that's highly unlikely, and that's why it's in the blue color, as you can see here, which means unlikely double game week chance.
Ah, beautiful. So Omar, going back to your team, you're definitely going with Ilkay Gundogan as the captain.
Man, it's. I'm still honestly thinking about it, either Fernandes or Gundogan, but it's just
Shouldn't Gundogan be like an easy choice to go with? I
not
mean,
really. Not really. Like
okay, listen.
we just talked about the pep roulette. Like
Okay,
you
but
all it takes is Gundogan blanking in one match and Pep taking him out of the second match. That's it,
that's
and
true.
I'm done.
And also,
But
like,
who are
you'd feel
Manchester?
a lot better if Manchester City were playing the likes of, Fulham or
Oh
Sheffield.
yeah,
They're not.
yeah,
They're playing Tottenham and Everton. Those are
yeah,
two big games. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm torn between
Our
Fernandes and
City
Gundogan.
aren't playing this week, right? In the Champions League,
I
they aren't.
I
There's
guess
They
Champions
not
aren't.
League
because
this
they have a
week.
double game week.
Yes, there's Champions League this week. Barcelona, PSG,
It's back
Leipzig,
already.
Liverpool on Tuesday, and Porto, Juve, and Sevilla, Dortmund on Wednesday. So they are safe. City are going to be safe. So perhaps Gundogan might not need that rest. Well, Pep, please don't rest Gundogan. Please, pretty
I'm
please.
guessing you're captaining him as well.
I am deciding to captain him. But before that, Omar, would you like to go through your team and show us who you're picking and who's your captain?
Let me stop this.
Absolutely. So basically, for my team, I've made 2 transfers for this game week. I made them before the press conferences today. So unfortunately, I brought in Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and at that point, he was supposed to be fit for both games, and apparently he's not
Wow.
now. So there's a waste right there. The other player I brought in today was Phil Foden because it was either him or
Why
Gundogan.
not?
They're both having, double game weeks, and they've both been on cracking form. Like, you look at his form,
Yeah, it's
and
crazy.
16 goals in the 16 points in the last game. That's 3 goal contributions. I mean, and with a double game week, he's more than certain to start at least one. And for the other game, I have a feeling that Pep is gonna bring him on. I mean, why not, right?
Yeah, why
So
not?
that's the captain choice I decided to go with. I'm expecting Aston Villa to keep a clean sheet. I have Target and Martinez both. I mean, Brighton have been playing some very good things. Like they've been playing some very, very
Yeah.
good stuff. But I don't know. I just have a feeling that that run has got to end at some point, and I think it
And
will.
you think out of all teams, it's gonna be against Villa,
I think it's going to be against
not against
Villa
Liverpool, not against Spurs, but Villa.
because Villa have been very good. I think Martinez recently, especially,
Yeah,
I'll try
he's
to
been good.
go. I'll try to find his form there. That's 5 clean sheets in 3 games. And then there was a gap, and then there were 4 clean sheets in a row right there. So they've kept,
That's 3 clean sheets in 5 games.
yeah, yeah, three. That's, wait. Overall, that's 11 games, and that's 7 clean sheets, I
No,
think.
it's just because you said 5 clean sheets in 3 games.
Oh, okay, sorry. English is not my
It
first
was
language, boys.
slightly impossible. I was
That,
I was a bit phased. I
the
was,
usual excuse.
I was, I was like,
Like,
Martinez is so good.
don't you hate it when someone speaks perfect English and then says, "Sorry, guys, my English is not my first language."
Yes, definitely.
Another player I've decided to go for, who I've actually had for a while, is this guy right here, Kofal from
Kufal.
West Ham. Um, I think West Ham, I mean, they're the highest London club up until the last game week. They were even above
Yeah.
Chelsea. They were sixth, I think. And as you can see here, last 7 games, that's 4 clean sheets. And he even got a assist in there before against West Brom. So whenever West Ham are playing against maybe like the lower league opposition, he's bound to keep a clean sheet at least. So I think that's a safe choice, especially for the money. I think he's worth 4.7 now, but I got him when he was 4.5. So safe
So,
option.
why not Cresswell? Because he's
Cresswell,
more expensive.
he's more expensive. And yeah, okay, so basically when I got him at the time, I had Kane in my team. So I did not have a lot of money. I was dealing in bank balances of 0.1s and 0.2s. I did not have enough for Cresswell, but I did have enough for Kufal, so I decided why not.
Yeah.
They're both playing fullbacks for the same team. I mean, high chance that if they'll get similar points. I do understand that Cresswell does take set pieces every now and then, but it was it was the 0.2 million that cost me there. um
I'm just comparing your team with mine.
mm,
We both have Martinez in goal. We both
mhm.
have Stones. You have Cresswell. You have Kufal. I have Cresswell. We both have Salah, Fernandez, Son, Grealish. You have Son. I have Gundogan. You have DCL. I have DCL. You have Bamford. I have Kane. We only have 3 players that are different: Foden, Target, and Bamford.
And that's why neither of you are catching up to me.
Yeah. It's funny because Umar is only 30 odd points behind me. So, you
And
know,
I think that was the result of this week. I was like 20, 30 points behind both of you this week because I think I messed up my captain choice.
yeah.
And that's been the story all season. I'm not gonna lie. I captain Salah and Bruno scores like brace. Then I captain Bruno, he blanks. Salah scores like 3 goals. That's been the
Guys,
story all
just a
season.
thought on Bruno. Going on his form. What do you guys think? Do you guys want to keep him against like apart from Southampton, right? Where he had 17. Obviously, the 9-0. I mean, everyone did really well in that game week, right?
Hmm.
Uh, the last decent game week he had was against Aston Villa, game week 17. That's like 7 game weeks ago. Otherwise, it's been 2-3-5-2-3. Like, what's
I
going on
think I
with
think
him?
he'll get back. I think he will get back in form this week as well.
Mm. Like
He's playing
Manchester
against
United have West Brom this game week and Newcastle next game week. Those are two
2 good
fixtures.
games.
Yeah, two very
Yeah.
good games. I think Bruno can easily get goal contributions in.
You,
Um,
s- Game week
Straight
29.
game week 29, he blanks
It's
because
empty right there.
they're not playing anyone. And the 3 game weeks before that as well, Chelsea, Manchester City, and West Ham. Those are the 3 tricky
Tough
fixtures.
games. Yeah.
So the point is, you might opt to drop him after the Newcastle game, but as Omar mentioned earlier, I have had a lot of midfielders, good midfielders, high scoring midfielders whose like prices have gone like through the roof, like 0.5. I think by the time I got Bruno, he was 10.8 or something, and now he's worth
He's 11.5.
11.5 exactly. So if
Insane.
I sell him now, I don't think I can afford to buy him again. So
But why not? You'll be getting 11.5.
no, you're not. You get
No.
less. You
Wait,
you
what's
get
the sell for?
everyone's gonna have different prices for sell depending on when you bought him and how much.
You
Yes,
get
I remember that. I
you
remember
get
that
you get
Omar
back
told
half
me.
the price he increased.
He profited on, yeah.
So I'll go check my transfers now so you guys can see. If I sell him, I get 11.2 million, not 11.5.
No,
Okay,
I
that's
think. Oh yeah, you're right.
yeah, even I get 11.2. Well,
I
it's
get
not
11.1.
terrible. It's not terrible.
That's 0.3 million though. That's very important, especially with my 3 strikers. I'm bound to get rid of one and get like one of the big boys like Kane in. So
And to be honest, looking at your team, I think you have more important things to deal with instead of like getting rid of Bruno. Like you need to get rid of that red first.
Yeah,
I need to get rid of Justin, and Calvert-Lewin was supposed to be a 1 game week option, and now he's actually a 1 game week option because Ancelotti said he's not playing like tomorrow. So this was a miss. Justin, I need to get rid of him, and Antonio, I think he's a safe option. I don't think I'll get rid of him. He's
he'll
only
be
six.
back, I think.
Yeah, he'll be back 6.7. He's usually leading the line for West Ham, who are in good form. I think I'll keep him
Yeah.
for now.
Why
But
don't you
he's
With
get
J Links to pass the ball to him, why not?
why don't you get Mitchell instead of Douglas?
Mitchell doesn't
Because
start.
he doesn't, but like as far as I know, Crystal Palace have a lot of injuries right now, so he might play. Sometimes he does play. Like if you check his points, he starts sometimes. I don't know why. Look at all
Mitchell.
that red in the defense.
Oh
Tompkins,
yes.
Saho, Ferguson.
He has, I think that's 6 starts in the last 8 games. Okay, that is a lot
Yeah,
of
and
starts.
he's only 3.9 million, like the cheapest starting defender you can find.
But
Well,
who are there?
semi-starting.
Oh my God, that is an extraordinary fixtures list. You know what? Thank you for
That
opening
is
my.
green, 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 green.
I did not
Yeah, but
even.
like, it's not guaranteed that he starts. But like looking at their injuries in the defense, I would say he might. He might.
So, who do you think starts for Crystal Palace? Like, let's say the next game.
Well, Van Aanholt, obviously. Cahill, I'm not sure. Kelly, I'm not sure. Wait, does Kelly even play this season? I don't think so, right?
He has 0 points right now. So,
Are those the points? Oh yeah, they are.
yeah.
So yeah, I think like by looking at this, I'm guessing Mitchell is gonna start.
Hmm, that's fair.
Fair enough. I
Enough.
mean, why does Mitchell have the most points? That surely he's starting.
Mitchell was starting in the beginning of the season a lot because there were a lot of injuries.
Oh,
And then once players started returning, he stopped playing. And now they've gotten injured again. So he's back in the 11.
Get him
So
before his price goes up.
exactly. No, that's very wise. And it's only 0.1 million. I think I can afford that.
Yeah.
Douglas sells for 3.8 at this point.
wow.
Abdurrahman, would you like to share your team?
Yes, I would. Well, for me, like as mentioned before, my team is very, very similar to Omar's. However, I've captained
There's
Gundogan.
2 Omars. Please be
That's
more
Which Omar?
specific.
Yeah, please.
Omar.
But looking at the red and the
Omar
orange, it's
memes.
definitely you, not me.
um. So yeah, about Calvert Lewin, I'm not gonna sell him. I'm gonna keep him. Yeah, I mean,
Big
even if
move.
they play City or something, I already made my transfers. He's not gonna be a -4. Like bringing Bamford out of like that's the only player that comes into my mind. The only striker, maybe Vardy, but I don't think I have that money. So probably just Bamford, right? -4 for Bamford is very risky because he's either gonna score one goal or he's gonna blank. Or at best get a brace. That's 3 4 points, and I think, you know, if just Calvert Lewin just scores a goal or just turns up in one match, right? That's what 2 points. Given that I
Um,
have to sell Justin,
yeah, no,
is
no.
that worth
Like,
it?
I think what
Minus
happens with a
eight.
lot
I
of
think I go into
people,
too much of a deficit.
yeah, no, no. What happens with a lot of people is that they realize that if a player, they think, let's say Bamford, for example, they think he's gonna score a goal. So they're like, oh, you know what? It's worth the -4 hit because he's gonna make up for it for the goal. But you're taking a 4 point hit already. That's zero difference, which is basically what
Yeah,
you're already gonna get with Calvert Lewin. So if you're ever gonna take like a huge points hit, you need to be certain that this player is gonna get, double figures or something in terms of points.
and not only that. If sell Calvert Lewin, I only get 7.6.
Mm.
Because I got him like a bit before. So now I'm thinking, um, perhaps I keep this front seven, and either I just steal the idea that you guys gave me and bring in Mitchell for Justin, or I just let Kilman play because he's been starting. You know, he's been starting recently.
Who are Wolves playing? Can you go
So
into the fixtures?
this is interesting. Who's he playing?
Southampton. Oh,
Southampton,
5 losses in a
and
row.
then
That
Leeds.
that is a that is a fair shout for Kilman. I think Wolves can keep a clean sheet probably.
Yeah, and given how defensive Wolves play, why
Hmm.
not? Yeah. I was actually gonna captain Stones before because, you know, Spurs, the way Spurs play, they can blank very easily, and then given Everton's magnificent defensive record, City's defensive record, and Calvert Lewin's injury, players coming in and out, they can be, ruffled up very easily too. So Stones could have 2 clean sheets, and him being a captain, you know, he can also score a goal every now and then. But I found out Ruben Diaz is injured, so I was like, maybe not, maybe not. So I'm probably gonna go with Gundogan, my Muslim brother, and inshallah he will pay off.
You were actually going with Stones as the captain?
Before I found out Ruben Diaz was injured, yes.
Mm.
I
You
would
know
I
have.
who?
was I was
I'm not gonna lie.
I
I
was
would have done
fifty
the
fifty.
same. I would have done
I
the
was
same.
50-50 between Stones and Gundogan. It's gonna be one of those two for sure.
Yeah, but the FPL scout is put Fernandes as the captain, I think.
Well, how often does the FPL scout actually get it right?
Not that often.
I
And that's why
remember
you go the other
I
way.
did,
Clearly,
yeah
clearly, Omar, your
I
sources are so much more reliable than the FPL
yeah.
scouts.
I was the thing is that I never knew, like, I don't read the news part. Like, come on, who does, right? So I was just the first time I found out that, oh, there is such a thing. So I went over it and I'm like looking through it. I'm like, oh, okay, Bruno Fernandes captain, and I made him and he blanked. All right, and then I think they said Salah is the way to go, and that's when Liverpool started getting all those
Mhm.
poor form of results, and I'm like, okay,
It's the,
clearly
the
just
scout curse.
keep a blind eye. Yeah, definitely. All right, good luck for game week 24. Not
And every
you,
game week
Omar's,
after that,
just to me.
just the
It's a battlefield out here, you know. But indeed, have fun. I mean,
And
I wish, Omar, that 7 of your certain players play really well, and the other 4s don't.
uh,
no,
So
you know
yeah,
the Reddit graph that you had, Omar. I just want to talk to the person who made that, because who has the time and the effort to even calculate the percentages, how likely.
Dude, it's not just one guy. Like there are multiple people that keep doing this.
Oh my
And
God.
Wow.
some dude even wrote it in like an essay, like so because some people were getting confused by the colors in the Excel sheet. So
Yeah.
one guy just wrote it in text. So like it's simple for other people. He's like saying Southampton are having a chance of double game week on this on that specific game week, blah blah blah. For each team, he did it for each single team.
My word. These
Okay.
people have a lot of time on their hands.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Listen, when I play Fantasy League, I just do it for bragging rights, just to have fun with friends. That's it. I am not gonna go into, making graphs about who's gonna win and charts and whatnot. If it's taking more than 20 minutes of my week, I think it's taking too long.
I
Yeah.
mean, this was initially something I would do in class, you
That's
know.
true.
Like I would just be there. I'd be like, "Huh, let's just look at what's going on in the FPL business and just make my make my research. Look at that ICT index, or what is it
Yeah,
called? Right? Yeah, the ICT index. And just go on statistics and choose my team and go with it.
yeah.
Never did I knew that there were people, good people of Reddit, that were doing so much more work, and for that competitive advantage,
Yeah.
Umar, the one not on Reddit, I think we should also hop on there.
See, the thing is, I think Corona ruined everything. Before, you'd go to class and you'd spend all that time on Fantasy League. Now you take classes from your bedroom and you're asleep half the time. So
You're already on FPL.
it's just, yeah. I mean, for sure. I think we should have Omar like on the podcast. By the way, it's his debut, guys. We haven't introduced him
And show him
properly.
some love.
Show him some
Show
love.
him some love by liking and subscribing
Like,
and
That's
sharing it
showing
subscribe.
you
with
love.
No, no, not showing us love. They've loved us before for the past 6 podcasts, but they
just
need to
show
love you
Omar
now.
love.
No, it's just showing Omar.
Guys, by the way, just a short secret. Omar was a little bit camera shy, but we bullied him into it. So
Oh man,
give
it
us a
was for
thumbs up for
your
that.
benefit. I wasn't camera shy. It was for your benefit. You know that
How
that
No,
sense of what do you call it? Leave it to the imagination when they just hear a voice but don't see the face.
no,
It's
no,
all
no, no, no.
no,
That
I
it's a
that's
thing.
cool.
It's a proven thing.
No, that's cool. That's cool, Omar. But I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever had a conversation with you like face to face. We've talked on the group and stuff, but we've never had a
Yeah,
conversation like this. So it was very
never
nice
had the
meeting you.
chance. Yeah, you too.
also it's been great to have podcasts bringing people together in this difficult times.
Stay connected.
All right,
Share the
guys.
love, guys.
Thank you for tuning in. Keep sharing the love by liking, subscribing, and click on the bell icon so you're always notified when we post a new video, whether it be about the Premier League recap, what fries we like, what we're talking about food, friends, or this new series on the Fantasy Premier League. So until next time, we'll see you in the next half.
Take care. Bye
Goodbye.
bye.